What's going on, guys? It's Valerie here. If you're new, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Alright, so today I'm going to react to a story on Nickelodeon channel titled Ariana Grande reveals her traumatic experience working with Nickelodeon. Alright, so we've all heard about all the Disney drama and all those things. So let's get into it.
It just all happened so quickly, and now looking back on some of the clips, I'm like, that's damn, like really?
Yeah. The craziest part of that is like how many people have to approve it. Like when you start working in
So
television,
many adults. So many adults.
so many adults approved that. So you're so strong. Like you've gone through some incredible things.
Thank you. I think everyone in this room is very strong.
Oh.
Ariana Grande said it's time for her to share her experiences at Nickelodeon. She was one of Dan Schneider's biggest stars and was a crucial figure.
Oh yeah, I remember her movie with titled Sam and Cats. It was like good, very good.
At the network. But now she's remembering some of the bad moments where her creepy boss forced her to suck her own toes, or the times where she had to make inappropriate gestures. So now Ariana Grande is ready to speak out and we are ready to listen. So let's get into it. If you aren't subscribed to the Let's Get Into It podcast, then you're only getting half the tea. For longer videos, deep dives, and of course, more of me, subscribe to the Let's Get Into It podcast listed in the description below. It is an understatement to say that I am thrilled that Ariana Grande is at a point in her life where she's ready to talk about what she has experienced at Nickelodeon. Now, the Quiet on Set documentary has exposed a lot about Nickelodeon and Dan Schneider, who worked very closely with Ariana Grande on Victoria's and Sam and Cat. Now, Ariana claims that she is now reprocessing everything that she had gone through at Nickelodeon and probably reflecting on some of those questionable scenes that Dan had put her in. Ariana said, I was 14 and I flew out to audition with Liz Gillis for Victorious, and we were all very excited and we got cast and it was the best news we could hear. But she's recognizing that it was a lot of pressure for someone so young to be out there and to be a child star, and I think she's starting to rethink some of those moments that are so gross to look back on, including the feet and the innuendos. We all know that Dan Schneider has been accused of facilitating a toxic work environment.
I'm wondering, like, looking at all these things that's like little children things and all that went through with Nickelodeon, with Disney, like, I mean, what was going on with, like, I mean, what was going on with Dan? Like, how could he be so mean? Like, I mean, do all those things that's like he did to the young cast, not even adult cast, the young cast. Seriously, this is traumatizing.
Some inappropriate things, harassment, and racial discrimination. Ariana said, I think we're reprocessing our relationship to it a little bit now, if that makes sense, which I think it does make sense. I mean, everyone goes through their own, journey when dealing with trauma and reflecting on the past. And even as an adult, I still have times where I look back and I'm like, you know what? I was a little bit too young in that moment, or I shouldn't have seen that. And I think it just, shapes you as a person, as a parent. And I'm sure a lot of people who, I mean, we've seen time and time again, people who are child stars will not allow their children to go in the same footsteps. Now, Ariana Grande did not name Dan Schneider or name the docuseries, but she added that the environment needs to be safer if kids are going to be acting, which I have heard that there are talks of maybe AIing children, which if it looks real and it works, I guess just AI them. But I mean, at that point, then just AI the actor and then AI everything, and then we're all just AI, and there's no sense of self. I'm glad at least I got to live a little bit of my life before the AI journey. Like, I love a ChatGPT moment, but I really am scared of how it's going to change everything. But let's go ahead and react to some of what Ariana Grande had to share.
I think we had some very special memories, and we feel so privileged to have been able to create those roles and be a part of something that was so special for a lot of young kids. I think we're reprocessing our relationship to it a little bit now, if that makes sense. Obviously, my relationship to it has and is currently and has been changing, and
Wow.
Processing a lot of what the experience.
Wow, wait a minute. Still processing everything that she experienced. How traumatizing was it to be with like Disney, Nickelodeon, and Brand Network? Like, how traumatizing was it that at her age, like she's still like processing everything that happened? This is just crazy. Like, I can't even. Whoa. Anyway.
Experience was like, my, I think that the environment needs to be made safer if kids are going to be acting. And I think there should be therapists. I think there should be parents allowed to be wherever they want to be. And I think not only on kids sets, I think if anyone wants to do this or music or anything, the level of exposure that it means to be on TV or to do music with a major label or whatever, there should be in the contract something about therapy is mandatory twice a week or thrice a week or something like that.
Now that is a lot of therapy, but it is important to do check-ins, and I think
You know the funny thing, like the funny thing is that I remember that when I was young, I used to watch Sam and Cat and all those like Disney network movies and series or whatever. I used to admire these children so much, that I wish like I was one of them, that I could be one of them. And just hearing their story now, like, do I still wish I was one of them? Well,
3 times a week, then it kind of speaks to how, I guess, how difficult it is. I mean, to be a kid and to be the provider for your family, that alone is so much pressure. And then you've got the public perception and a creepy boss who goes by the name Dan Schneider. Now, I want to reiterate that Ariana Grande did not use Dan Schneider's name. She's been a big Dan defender and supporter for some time, showing up for reunions and, being nice to him over social media. So it is surprising to see that she is now turning a new leaf when it comes to her support for Dan. We saw several different child stars support him, speak out against him, so I didn't know where she really stood.
In my contract as a Republic Records artist, I want to see them add moving forward. I need to call Monty Libman about this. Monty, I have an idea. No, but I think it should be provided that if you're going to be doing this on this scale, your life is going to turn into something that it is. If you do it, if it goes well, and if you get to do it, and you get to be on the stage at the Grammys, and your dreams are coming true. There should be an element that is mandatory of therapy, of a professional person to unpack what this experience of your life changing so drastically does to you at a young age, at any age.
I think we all know by now that there are serious implications
like Justin Bieber, Jojo Siwa,
stories told on this channel.
Hannah Montana.
Grande really depended on Liz Gillis when it came to this experience on set. They were best friends. They got to, support each other, and it seems like they had it a little bit easier. Keep in mind that Liz Gillis tried to cease and desist me because I had exposed how one of the employees on Victorious essentially groomed her. She could argue that that is not true, but we have a video talking about that if you want to go and check it out. Ariana went on to praise the cultural shift that is happening in which toxic environments are being addressed. She recalled that while working as a young performer, there's a strange pattern that occurs where it's really taken advantage of how much it means to the young performer to get a laugh. Almost like a show monkey or a performer monkey, that they'll do anything for good praise, that they would go on that set and do anything to make Dan laugh, even if it was semi.
If I was to enter into this whole acting, Nickelodeon with Disney and all that, who wouldn't grab this opportunity? Like, everyone would grab the opportunity to be on like Disney and work like with Nickelodeon and all those things. Like, I mean, it's something that we would, without knowing the implications that it comes after. But I don't understand why does it always have to be that when you are famous, like you get famous so at an early stage, like being a teen or a child, does that mean that you always have to be your mental health and all that has to be affected? Like, guys, help me, because I don't understand. how does, maybe because I've not been there before, so I don't know how it feels, because I'm wondering now that how does being famous early distract your life as a child or as a teenager, and how does it affect your mentality, mental health, and is it the fame, is it the money, or is it the decisions being made by like those things or their parents that affect their life, or by the production house that they work with? Like, I'm just wondering.
Inappropriate. During the Quiet on Set docuseries, footage from Victorious was played as examples of how some of the content was inappropriate. Although Ariana Grande does not reference any of the scenes in particular, she did admit that she's upset when looking back at some of the clips.
And there's also a strange pattern that occurs where it's really taken advantage of how much it means to the young performer to get a laugh from video footage. You're like, oh shit, like I'm doing something great. Like this is funny. This is good. Yeah. So it's interesting because I think that was, speaking specifically about our show, I think that was something that we were convinced was like the cool thing about us, is that like we pushed the envelope with our humor, and the innuendos were like, we were told and convinced as well that it was like the cool differentiation. And I don't know. I think it just all happened so quickly, and now looking back on some of the clips, I'm like, that's damn. Like really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Like with my daughter, you know. Sorry to, you know. I just, you think about it. It's like, if I had a daughter, it's like, and
The craziest part of that is like how many people have to approve it.
Why is it
so many adults,
so?
so many adults,
So many adults approved that. So
there's a bottom line, and then the things that weren't approved for the network were snuck onto like our website or whatever it was, and that is another discovery. But going into it, I guess I'm upset.
So
But,
much,
you know,
like Ariana,
so strong.
like
You've
it's
gone
one
through
of
some
the
incredible things.
musician
And
that I
just feel like
love the
Grace
most.
has to be one of
She
your
has been
lead
through
attributes
so
as a
much.
person. Like you seem to
That's so
handle
nice.
things great.
Like, I really want to even tear up now. Like,
Thank you. You got me. Thank you. That's nice.
oh,
It's true. Yeah.
Thank you. I think everyone in this room is very strong.
Wait, that is some tea, because Ariana said that the clips that were not approved to go on the show were then snuck online. And I think I know what she's talking about. And there is a reason why she's getting so emotional there. Let me remind you that there was The Slap, which was an internet show that Dan Schneider did. And there are so many weird moments involving Ariana Grande.
Could never happen because your uvula is that swingy thing in the back of your throat right here. I'm soaking wet! Quick! Somebody bring me the ocean! Have you ever tried to get your whole big toe in your mouth? Check this out!
oh, that's so disgusting. What is, I hope it's not what I
Sometimes I
think.
wonder if you can get juice.
Guys,
from a
I hope it's
potato.
not what I think. Whoa. Oh,
We're done. You guys get the point. Of course, Grande is crying. Look what this man did to her. This person wrote in the comments, hearing them all struggle with the Nickelodeon situation hurts, to be honest. It's sickening. Another person wrote, oh my gosh, when she was talking about Nickelodeon, you could see the bad memories come back. Another person writes, the fact that there are stories of young Nickelodeon and victorious actors being forced to drink from
just hold on. I'm shocked. Did you guys just see that? Did you see? Well,
set, then hearing Ariana saying that she barely remembers her time there and what she went through really breaks my heart. And that is scary because Ariana was such a big star at the network that I wonder if she's been suppressing some of those memories, which is pretty common with trauma. Dan Schneider has been suing the makers of Quiet on Set and trying to defend his name, though with updates like this, it doesn't look like it's going in his favor. In a statement, Dan acknowledged mistakes he made and poor judgment he exhibited during his time at Nickelodeon, but said that he had no choice but to take legal action against the people behind the documentary. Now, good luck to Dan Schneider with his lawsuit, and you guys know that is sarcasm because I don't think he's going to prevail, but he's got money that he's sitting on, so maybe he could, drain the pockets of the people who made this documentary, which is sick, especially when we do have people like Ariana crying about what she experienced. So there's something really wrong here, and it needs to be fully exposed. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
alright guys, thank you so much for sticking with me. It's just crazy. I feel like it's taking advantage of innocent people. innocent things, a child. How the hell do you tell a teen to just hold? I just don't want to even spill what I was thinking out. But anyway. So if you're new, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment, guys. We need your comments. We need your likes. Bye for now. See you in the next video.